What is going on, guys? This is Daniel. Happy New Year's Eve. And today I'll be bringing you my Spurs observations so far in their 2015-16 season. And they've got off to a great start. They're killing it on both ends of the floor. So, let's get to it. Let's start with offense. The Spurs love to run motion strong to begin many possessions where they swing the ball across twice and a double staggered screen is set for a wing in the corner. And here, it's effective as a second defender helps out, freeing up the slip to the basket by Simmons. In motion strong, more this year because they have LaMarcus Aldridge. When they swing it across the top, they like to look inside for the post player, and Aldridge has gotten some good looks off of this as they look inside to him, and here he draws a foul. This time, Patty Mills will be the first screener in motion strong, but instead of setting the screen, he'll sprint to the strong side corner, and that triggers the corner option out of their offense. Every time the ball goes to the corner, the passer receives a back screen, and then the screener will screen the ball. And here, Patty Mills doesn't even wait for the ball screen, he'll drive baseline and find Aldridge for the jumper. In motion strong, this time Parker will sprint to the corner, and instead of executing the corner option, here Duncan can simply steal his man inside and get a decent look. The Spurs also love to run motion weak, one of their best screen-the-screener sets, and here watch Leonard as he'll set a cross screen, then receive a down screen for the open three. And the great part about motion weak is that there are different options ingrained in the play, and this is one as before Leonard will set the cross screen, he can slip to the basket for an alley-oop. The Spurs are probably the best team in the NBA at utilizing the hammer action to get an open corner three. And here's a set where Ginobili will receive the pass, drive baseline, and there's the hammer screen as Patty Mills will get a screen from Aldridge on the weak side to get the open corner three. In the flow of the offense, they'll practice utilizing the hammer action on some baseline drives, and here it gets Danny Green an open look. The Spurs also run the common NBA play floppy where there will be baseline screens, and I don't really like this. The secondary action here is to get a LaMarcus Aldridge post up with not much weak side action, and it results in a very tough shot. But here's a nice variation out of floppy as after Aldridge will set the pin down, he'll receive a double screen along the baseline, and this time it draws out Jordan, freeing up Duncan inside. And like I said, there may be no better team in the NBA at utilizing the hammer action, and here out of floppy, they'll hit the post and go right into the hammer action. Great pass by Diaw for the open three. And here's the loop play for Tony Parker. He'll receive three screens along the baseline, very difficult to defend, and here he gets a curl and then dishes to Duncan. And this time Mills will fake as if he's using all three screens, but then he'll cut back on the first side using one pin down and nail the three. This play can be very similar to floppy, and here the same variation out of floppy. They'll hit the post after the loop and go right into the hammer action. Beautiful. Watch Leonard. He'll receive three screens around the world. The ball won't go to him, but they'll go to the hammer variation where they hit Diaw in the post, and then he gets the hammer action. This is a set they're specifically running for Aldridge where Parker will UCLA cut off Duncan, Duncan will receive it on top, and then they'll go high-low with Aldridge ducking in. A great play as Duncan is an expert passer and Aldridge knows how to free himself up inside. And the Spurs in general just do a great job with high-low, always looking for the duck-in pass, and all of their big men can pass from the perimeter and finish inside using their strength and touch. And one reason this is so successful is because of the spacing. They play 4 out, 1 in, and this opens up many opportunities for this high-low play. And the Spurs are so good at going high-low when the post is fronted. They hit the big man on top, and the big man down low will seal his man, and it's usually an easy score. Moving on, the Spurs do a great job at moving the ball and spacing out of the post, but in this video, let's focus on the cutting, and here, watch how patient Diaw is, and this time Ginobili will sprint to an open spot for the jumper. This time it's Mills who will cut to an open spot and nail a three. Watch Leonard in the corner here, as he'll see no one is guarding him, so he'll cut to the basket, get it inside, and hit a shot in the paint. And watch here how Kawhi will pass it to Aldridge and then cut hard off of him, and this time he gets the give and go for the layup. Let's move on to cutting in general, and Patty Mills is one of the best cutters in the NBA, always moving, looking to get to an open spot, and here he backdoor cuts and finishes nicely inside. This time, with all the eyes on the pick and roll, he'll back cut for the layup. But of course it's not just Mills, and here Danny Green nicely cuts and then finds Duncan. Watch Parker here. He'll hit Aldridge in the post and then cut through, giving Aldridge more space to post up. And later, when Ginobili's drive stalls toward the middle, notice how most defenders' eyes are staring right at Ginobili. So Parker will backdoor cut for the layup. Wow. This is getting exciting. This time Diaw's drive will stall toward the middle, so it's Green who cuts to the basket and finishes inside. Wow again. And on that splendid note, let's move on to the Spurs' #1 ranked defense. Of course, we have to start with Kawhi Leonard, the best defender in the NBA. His perimeter defense is so good, even the best scorers have major trouble going against him, and here he blocks Durant. He's also a terrific post defender, and here when Ibaka backs him down, he holds his own strength-wise and then strips him. And this time when Griffin attempts to post him up, he'll use his very long arms to get a jump ball. And this is a great example of his physical tools, instincts, and smarts all coming together on one play. He recognizes he's guarding a poor shooter in the corner, so he'll help out more on the inside and then block Durant. One thing I'm constantly amazed by are Danny Green's instincts in terms of stripping the ball. Some players just have a knack for this, and he is certainly one of them. This time, watch how he'll pull the chair on David Lee and get the steal. And you can see his great timing here as he blocks the jump shot. The Spurs defense is #1, but Tony Parker is still a liability out there, and it starts with his size. Even smaller point guards can shoot right over him, and here he's afraid of the drive giving George Hill too much space. And if I'm playing the Spurs and my point guard is big and can post up, I am going after that matchup. And it's not uncommon for him to make mental mistakes as well, and here he goes under the ball screen, giving Hill an open look. This time he's late, dropping low to help the helper, and he has to foul. And this time he's ball watching, and Hill can backdoor cut him for the layup. Clearly, even with Parker, the Spurs are still a great defensive team, but they are just a bit more vulnerable when he's on the floor. Also, in the little I've seen of Kyle Anderson, I don't like his defense. He's very slow, and players can easily drive by him because of his weak lateral quickness. And his off-ball defense isn't the best either. Here he tries to stunt at Cousins, but then doesn't get back to his man, giving up the open shot. And this time, guarding Budinger in the corner, he'll jump way too high on the screens, giving up the backdoor play. But despite a couple below-average individual defenders, the Spurs more than make up for it with their great team defense. And here Mills will front the post, and then when the ball is entered, watch how Green will rotate from the weak side for the block. This time, it's Ginobili who does a great job of fronting the post as Aldridge helps out on the weak side. And even when the ball is entered into the post, if it's a good post player, the Spurs will double, and they do a great job of this. Here Ginobili will sprint to get it out of Griffin's hands, and then watch how he'll recover, and they force a difficult shot. And they're smart about doubling as well. Here when they double, they'll leave Rondo open for the shot, though he's actually been a decent three-point shooter so far this season. Well, there you have it, guys. The Spurs personified team basketball, and it's truly a joy to watch. And thanks for watching, and my next observation video will be on the New York Knicks, hopefully coming out within a week. Well, stay tuned for that, and see you next time.